Great. Okay. We're live. Let's see. I think I gotta angle that up a little bit. Maybe back down. You'll find the right angle. Can you hear me? Actually, better, can you hear me now that I'm this far away? Give me like a wave or a thumbs up or a yes, we can hear you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lisa. Hi, June. Happy Friday afternoon. Cool. Welcome to the gentle yoga session. Outdoors. Beautiful Florida weather here. And if before we begin, if you are someone who you have issues with your knees, trouble with deep bends in your knees, go ahead and get yourself like an extra yoga mat, foam roller, or a beach towel that you can roll up because you might need that in a few minutes. And June says he can hear me. All right, awesome. So we are going to start in a minute. Just want to give people a couple more minutes to sign on that want to follow along live. And this is just going to be gentle yoga, easy yoga, and with paddlers in mind. So stretches that I think you might benefit from if you've been paddling. That means a lot of thoracic spine, a lot of thoracic mobility. We tend to roll forward and get tight in our chest. And we also tend to need a little bit more of rotational mobility in our thoracic spine as paddlers. So I will be focusing on gentle yoga is my kind of yoga. Larry's joining us, everybody. This is a win. I don't think I've ever had Larry join us for a yoga class. And also the hips and more twists for the pelvis and the lower back as well to round out our yoga class for paddlers. So I aim to be about 30 minutes, give or take, for this afternoon, so you have an idea of how long we will be here. Let's get started in child's pose. Child's pose is with your big toes touching, and you're going to sit back on your heels, and you can separate your knees about shoulder width apart, and you're going to just fold in between your legs and let your forehead come down to the ground. We're going to take a deep breath in here and a long breath out and just let everything settle down. I'm turning my head towards the camera so that you can still hear me, but I want you guys to have your forehead down on the mat. Another deep breath in. Think about expanding through the whole back of the body, especially behind the shoulder blades, breathing some extra space. And exhale, just letting everything sink down. The hips and the tailbone should be resting on your heels. And if you are one of my folks that has sensitive knees or knee issues, having a rolled up yoga mat, a foam roller, something here to give a little less bend to the knees can be helpful in this position or any position that's difficult to get in for your knees. Bringing your arms by your side with your palms face up. I want you to think about pulling your shoulders back, down, and then wide apart. We can do that one more time. We're going to pull the shoulders back, down, and then wide apart. And then with that width behind the shoulder blades, I want you to just collapse the arms and let the shoulders be held by the knees here. And another deep breath into the back, hopefully with a little more space in the shoulder. Girdle, exhaling, softening here. And then we're gonna slide our hands up in over our head. And you're gonna come onto your fingertips. And I want you to keep your hips on your heels, and you're just gonna crawl your fingertips as far away from you as you can, really feeling length as you stretch through the sides of the body. And take a deep breath in now through the sides of the body. The side rib cage is getting longer on both sides. And in this position, pressing into your fingertips, isometrically pulling your head forward through your arms. Once again, see if you can take those shoulders back, down, and wide apart. And when you pull the shoulders wide, you should feel an external rotation in the shoulder blades. So those inner elbow creases, what you can see in front of you, should be spinning from the ground up towards the sky. So let's take another deep breath here, lengthening through the spine and breathing into the back. And then we're gonna walk the hands over to the left side. So I think I'm mirrored, I'm like backwards on the screen. So my left is your left. Let me know if my left is not your left, and I can say things in the opposite direction so that it's not confusing for everybody. So you're over top of your left knee now, and you're reaching your arms out, and you should feel a deeper stretch along the right side. Nice deep breath into that right rib cage, that right lat, all the way down to your right hip. You can even take the hips and kind of press them and scoot them a little bit to the right. Deepen that stretch down through the hip. And then come back to center. And we're going to walk over to the right side. And we're going to fold over the right knee. Reaching the hands out and breathing nice and deep into the left side of the body, the left rib cage, the left lat. All the way down to the left hip. Maybe pressing and scooting the hips over to the left just slightly to feel a little deeper stretch. Deep breath in and a long breath out. And then we're going to walk back to center. You're going to slowly round your spine and come into tabletop position. So I'm just checking. Nobody mentioned whether I was left or right, but that's okay. So in a tabletop position, your hands are right underneath your shoulders, and you're gonna spread your fingertips out wide. And you're gonna press into all of your fingertips like you're gripping the ground with your fingertips, and your knees are gonna be right underneath your hips. And we're going to arch through the spine as we inhale. You're going to tuck the tailbone up to the sky and the head up to the sky. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, curl the chin to the chest. And we're going to move through some cat-cows here with your breath. Inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. Pull the belly in and up. Good. So about 3 more rounds here with your breath. Inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. And then since we're on Facebook Live, and you're probably by yourself in your living room right now, and there's nobody else around, we're going to move from side to side here. We're going to go forward and back. And the reason I say there's nobody around is I kind of want you to move here for a few breaths in just like whatever way feels good. If you want to like rotate, if you want to make big circles or little circles, or if you just want to stick with your cat-cow, or you want to make silly faces, just move your body for a couple more breaths here around. Maybe you feel your wrists moving in circles, your knees, your hips. And then find some stillness. That's one benefit of doing yoga in this way. We don't have to worry. We should never worry about what other people think. Yoga isn't about how you look, it's about how you feel. But right now especially, we don't have to worry about how we look, right? So we're going to do some thread the needles. This is going to open up your thoracic spine, and you're going to reach your right arm up to the sky. The left hand stays down, and you're going to twist and see how far you can reach up as you inhale. And Exhale, we're gonna reach underneath, and we're gonna do this dynamically. So the next time you inhale, we're gonna reach up again. So we're gonna move with the breath about 5 times, exhaling, twist, and reach underneath you. And inhale, reach up. And I actually do these thread the needle exercises every time in my warm-up in the gym as well, because I think it's really important for us as paddlers to work on our thoracic mobility and rotation. So the next time that you reach up, I want you to hold up, and maybe you're reaching a little further than you were that first time. Take a nice deep breath and extend through the spine and lift up a little higher. And then exhale. As you come underneath, we're gonna hold down on the outside edge of the shoulder and the forehead. So from here, press into that left hand, and you're gonna use that left hand, turning so you can hear me and see me. You're gonna use that left hand to press that left shoulder towards the sky. So you're increasing the twist now in this direction, maybe even looking up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And then go ahead and unwind. One more time, that right arm all the way up to the sky. Good. And then slowly back down. Let's do the other side. Find your tabletop. Inhaling, left arm up to the sky. So you guys see what I see. So that looks like your right arm. So next time I will switch and say the opposite. And exhale, we're gonna thread it underneath, reach. And inhale, we're gonna reach up to the sky, twist. And exhale underneath. And noticing which side seems tighter. Which side seems like you could reach that arm and that shoulder a little bit higher. Usually we have one side that's a little more restricted than the other. And oftentimes I find that has to do with how we feel paddling on that side. Our tighter side in our rotational mobility can sometimes be the reason why we might not reach or catch or gather as well or feel as stable one side. So it's nice to notice that and to work on finding balance. Let's reach up and hold up and lengthen and take a deep breath. And then threading underneath, let's hold all the way down on the outside of the shoulder and the side of the head. Deep breath in, long breath out. Relaxing here and maybe pressing into that right hand and opening the chest a little higher towards the sky. Inhaling to unwind. Coming back to your tabletop position, and let's just do a couple more cat and cows. So get your knees right underneath your hips and your hands right underneath your shoulders, arching as you inhale and rounding as you exhale. Seeing if the chest doesn't feel any different, the shoulder girdle doesn't feel any different. And we're gonna come into puppy dog pose. So working on thoracic mobility in this direction, we just did rotating in this direction. Now we're gonna work on opening up here. So your hips are gonna stay right above your knees, and you're gonna walk your hands out in front of you, bringing your forehead down. So again, I'm turning my head towards the camera so that you can hear me, but I want you to have your forehead down on the ground, so your neck is straight. And in this position, go ahead and pull the shoulders down, back, and then wide apart. And again, when you feel them, pull back, down, and wide apart. That pulling wide is going to externally rotate here from the shoulders, creating more space across the front as well as the back of the body. So breathing now, each time you inhale, holding that shoulder position as best you can, back, down, and wide apart. each time you inhale, think about lengthening the top of the head further forward. And each time you exhale, think about bringing the chest closer to the ground. And if you have issues with shoulders, any shoulder pain, it's okay to have the elbows down here to take the weight off the shoulders. That's cool too. And if you're really open in the thoracic spine, it's okay to bring the chin down and have the gaze forward. That is not available for me today, but for some of you it might be available. So you can stay in that puppy dog pose. You can go back to your child's pose. Or if you want to, from this position, with this chest reaching down towards the ground, the forehead reaching down towards the ground, and the shoulders pulling wide apart, tuck the toes under, come into a downward facing dog. So again, 3 options here. You could still be in your puppy pose, you could be in your child's pose, or you can be in a downward dog. If you're in a downward dog, press into all your fingertips. Check your shoulders again, back down and wide. Relax your head and relax your neck. Let your head hang heavy. And I have a bend in my knees here. You can bend and straighten the legs one at a time. You can keep them both bent. That helps to keep the back flat. Or you can shake your doggy tail from side to side. Again, no one's watching, so do whatever you feel feels good. Deep breath in, long breath out and relax. And then let's all go back down to child's pose for a couple of breaths. And you can reach the arms out in front of you, or you can again bring them by your side and soften here. So you're gonna make your way onto your bottoms, and you're gonna have your feet shoulder width apart in front of you, or mat width apart, and your hands behind you. And let's just let the knees drop from side to side. They're kind of like going 90-90, relaxing from the ankles to the knees, to the hips, to the low back, feeling a nice little twist here. And then we're going to bring the feet hip width apart, so bring them a little bit narrower. And turn your fingertips to face towards you. And we're going to pull those shoulders back, down, and wide. And notice how that lifts and opens your chest towards the sky. So while we're drawing the shoulders back and down and wide apart, we're going to continue that lift of your breastbone up towards the sky. And from here, I want you to take the back of the neck. And from the base, let me do it with this finger. From the base of your skull, I want you to lift the back of the neck long. So you're lifting the back of the neck long. And it's going to, as you do that, drop and tuck the chin down slightly. So we're lifting the chest, the back of the neck is long. Nice deep breath and expand here across the front of your body. Take in a little more air into your rib cage and exhale, let it out. So we're going to stay in this lifted position with our chest, and you can stay right here if you like, or press into the heels and lift the hips up into a reverse tabletop. If it feels all right with your neck, you can let the head fall back. If that doesn't feel all right with your neck, keep that back of the neck long and a slight tuck to the chin. Try and bring your hips parallel to your knees or in line with your knees if possible. And if it feels good and you want to gently rock back and forth here, this can be a pretty intense shoulder stretch for some. It can be a pretty intense glute exercise for some. We can make it fun and challenging if you like. Try and keep your hips level and lift one leg. That's not really gentle yoga. But if you did that, go ahead and try the other side. Good. Take another deep breath and lengthen and lift just a little higher. And then let's slowly go down. And then let's just windshield wiper the knees back and forth a couple more times. And then we're gonna bring the bottoms of the feet together into a butterfly or bound angle pose. It's like a weird, is that my screen? I think it's the sunlight coming through the trees, making that purple line. I'm trying to get rid of that purple line. Okay, so you can grab a hold of your shins, your calves, your ankles, or your feet, and you're going to press the knees out wide. So rather than thinking about down, think about lengthening them out and making space in your hips, in your pelvis to go out wide. And while you're pulling the knees out wide, I want you to pull those shoulders back and down, and then pull the shoulders wide and feel the back getting really tall and the spine getting really tall, and then pulling the back of the neck long. So the chin is tucked slightly, but really the motion is that the back of the neck is pulling long, the top of the head is pulling long, shoulders are broad, the hips are broad, and we're just taking a couple of deep breaths here. You can stay here, or you can bring the hands behind you. And again, like we did in our reverse tabletop, lifting the chest in a slightly arched position here. And if you're here and you want to take it a little further, just an option, not requirement, you can also lift the hips up. Pretty deep hip opening here, so gentle. So. And then we're going to slowly come down. And then you're going to bring the feet, keep the bottoms of the feet together. And now keeping the bottoms of the feet together, lengthening them away from you so that you have a nice long diamond shape with your legs. And we did a lot of arching and lengthening through the spine. So now we're going to round the spine. We're going to tuck the chin, and we're going to roll the shoulders forward, and we're just basically going to like roll into a little ball that we've into the space that we've created in between our legs, and relax down and breathe through a nice rounded spine. So the head hangs down heavy, the palms are facing up. We're not pulling ourselves down. You can have them on top of the legs or underneath the legs, and just really relaxing and letting gravity and the breath, each exhale, drop you down a little deeper into this little space you created in between your legs. Two more deep, slow breaths here. Nice, long, relaxing, melting exhales. And then slowly roll up. Okay, so let's stretch our hip flexors. I think I probably need this to go. Yeah, you can see me here. So let me know if you can't. I'll talk a little louder, so hopefully you can still hear me. We're going to come into a lunge with our left leg forward, 90 degrees with our knees. And then we're going to take the tailbone, and we're going to tuck it under. So normally in this pose, people say like, bring your hips forward. I don't want you to bring your hips forward. I want you to stay 90-90. I want you to take the pelvis and tuck it under, and feel how that lengthens and stretches across the front of your bottom leg. So from here, we're going to lengthen the sides of the body, getting really tall and reaching up to the sky. So if you want a little stretch for the front of the hip, I want you to lengthen and reach back slightly and feel a little bit more intense of the stretch while keeping that pelvis tucked and the hips pressing forward but not moving forward. Deep breaths. And if you want to add a little side bend towards that left leg, you can side bend. Feeling it a little bit more in the outer hip flexors. You can place the left hand on the left knee and then twist and open your chest towards the right. And that's going to bring it a little bit more into that psoas. And then relax. And let's switch legs. Okay. 90-90. I have a nice mirror. I can see that my legs are 90-90. That's cool. Tuck the pelvis under. We're not squeezing the butt. It's not butt squeeze. It's just the pelvis tuck. I'm still trying to keep my glutes relaxed. And we're going to get tall. Lengthening up as we reach. And again, if you want a little deeper stretch, go ahead and lean back into it a little bit. You can look up. You can lean over to one side. And you can open the chest towards the sky. Twisting towards your bottom leg. Come back to center and slowly coming down. We're going to come all the way down onto our bellies. So, can you see me? We're going to come into a Sphinx or a Cobra Pose. So, first, the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Fingertips spread out wide, pressing into your fingertips. And you're going to isometrically pull your fingertips back towards you to pull your chest forward through your arms. And then once again, those shoulders are going to go back, down, and wide. So we are expanding across the front and the back to pull the chest forward, to pull the shoulders back, and to pull them wide apart. So we're not collapsing here, 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 right? We just really have a lot of space in our upper back, in our upper body, in our chest. And then the back of the neck is going to pull long. So we're actually gazing right in front of our fingertips. Deep breath here, getting longer. If you want to, and then also check and see if you're clenching your butt. If you're clenching your butt, relax your hamstrings, your glutes, the back of the legs, and feel that the hip bones are touching down, and the hip bones are like leaded weights down into the ground. You can stay right here. If this is too intense, you can lower down by bringing the elbows forward, but maintaining that same isometric opening. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, pressing into the hands and lifting up into a Cobra Pose. But make sure that, again, those shoulders and that chest is nice and open, pulling forward, opening up, breathing. Relax your butt cheeks if you lift it up. The back of the neck can stay long, or now if you'd like to, you can pull it back and look up to the sky. Hip bones stay down. Whenever you're ready, slowly lowering all the way onto your belly. Making a pillow with your hands for your forehead. You can look to one side or the other, or bring your forehead onto your hands. So we're gonna roll, we're gonna bring into a scorpion pose here. This is one of my favorite poses, you guys, if you follow my yoga on the app book. scorpion pose. So from here, you're going to reach your right arm out to the side like a T from your shoulder. And level 1, you're going to bend your knees and roll onto your right side. Just like that. Level 2, you're going to lift that left leg, that top leg, and bring it down behind you and open up and twist your left knee towards the sky. Level 3, that left hand is going to also come behind you. And this is a really deep stretch for the front of that right shoulder and the right chest. The head should relax down, and if you can't relax the head down, bring that left hand underneath and make yourself a pillow so you're not straining through the neck. I'm going to take a couple more deep breaths here. Just stay at whatever level is comfortable for you. This shouldn't be intense. This shouldn't hurt. It should just feel really good. Deep breath in and a long breath out. And then slowly relaxing onto your side and then onto your belly. Take a deep breath in the center. If you had your head turned to one side earlier, turn it to the other side for a second to stay balanced. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So that would be your left arm, out to the side. And again, level 1, just bend your knees, roll onto your left side. Feel a nice stretch in the front here. Level 2, bring that right leg down behind you, open the knee up to the sky. Maybe making a pillow for your head with your hand, or maybe bringing that hand behind you. Whatever level feels good for you. Good, and then slowly coming back onto your belly. And slowly making your way all the way onto your back, rolling over onto your back. We're going to do a spinal twist, and that'll be our final pose for the day for our relaxation. So just bring your arms out to the side, bring your knees to 90, and we're going to drop both legs over to the left side. Keep your right shoulder blade down on the mat. So if this shoulder starts to lift up, try and keep it pressed down, and it's okay if the legs don't go all the way over. You can put something in between your knees, or you can gently use a hand, but I really want you to try and keep that shoulder down, using over the right shoulder. Then I want you to think about the right hip reaching away from the right shoulder and getting really that side. Nice deep breath in and think about expanding through the ribcage, expanding through the whole torso, and exhaling, drawing everything into your spine like you're wringing yourself out into the twist. Let's do 2 more really deep cleansing breaths like that, exhaling and wringing everything out. And then for your last breath here, just relax everything and just find a space where gravity's holding you. Soften. Well, let's come back to center. And slowly bring the knees to the other side, keeping that shoulder, both shoulders down on the ground, looking over the opposite shoulder. I'm going to keep looking towards you so that you can hear my voice, but make sure you're looking over away from your knees. If you want to give a gentle assist with your hand on your knee, if that feels good, and just making sure you're reaching that hip away from that shoulder, breathing long through your body, breathing deeply and expanding through your body here, and exhaling and feeling that you're just cleansing with every breath. The belly can pull all the way to the spine. For your last breath in this pose, again, just completely relax wherever you are, letting go of all effort, letting gravity hold you in the pose and softening as you exhale. And then make your way back to center. We're going to do a final relaxation. You can keep the knees bent if you on like a lumpy surface here. Finding a non-lumpy surface. If you want to keep the knees bent, if that feels good for your back, do that. If having the legs out straight feels good for your back, just go ahead and bring the feet about as wide apart as your mat, and maybe just roll the ankles from side to side and the feet from side to side, and then just let them soften, just let them relax out to the sides, making sure the toes and the feet and the ankles are relaxed, the knees are relaxed. And relax your butt and your hips. Let the legs feel heavy and soft into the ground. Feel your spine relax. Take a deep breath in. Feel your belly rise and your chest rise, and exhale. Just soften that all down into the ground, letting go. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears and turn the palms face up. And feel the chest open. And the hands can come about a foot or two away from your sides, so kind of wide out. And gently curl your fingertips so you soften the hands, the wrists, the forearms. And soften the elbows and the shoulders once again. Maybe gently turn your head from side to side. Relax your neck. And then find the center position where your head is straight. Either turn to one side or the other. And relax your neck. Maybe gently swallow. Relax your throat. Relax your jaw. And your lips. Feel everything soften on your face. Closing your eyes, just bring your awareness to the center of your forehead and just letting go of your body, letting go of your breath. Seeing if you can see any shape, any light. Noticing what you see with your eyes closed, focusing on the center between your eyebrows. Keeping your focus and your awareness there for a few moments, just witnessing. Your mind begins to wander, just gently bringing it back, taking a soft breath, refocusing on your center. Going to be here for about 1 more minute, just allowing yourself this time and this space to be soft and to be still and to be present, even if it's just for a few breaths. Taking a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Returning to your breath. Some wiggling of your fingers and your toes. Any gentle movements or stretches you feel your body would like to make. Maybe rolling your ankles or wrists. We're going to slowly roll onto our side in a fetal position and give yourself a hug. And thank yourself for taking the time to nourish your body. Thank yourself for taking the time to slow down and be present. Do something really nice for yourself this afternoon. And come into a seated position. And I just want to say thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, wherever you may be. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. And you can leave a comment about, if you have requests for the next class, or what was good, what you thought. If you had questions about any of the poses that we did, I will look through the comments afterwards and try to answer any of those for you. So, namaste. So I'm signing off.